Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching SAMAA News. Here are today's headlines. An alliance between the Afghan Taliban and militant group Fitna al-Khawarij has been exposed after the arrest of a suicide bomber in South Waziristan. Frontier Corps Khyber Pakhtunkhwa South arrested the suspect from Kandahar, who revealed that young Afghans are being recruited and radicalized to target Pakistan's forces. He confessed that he was trained in South Waziristan under a commander named Ammar Hamas, who taught recruits how to carry out suicide attacks. The bomber said he realised during training that Pakistani soldiers are also Muslims and such attacks are religiously forbidden. Afghanistan and Pakistan have agreed to an immediate ceasefire during talks in Doha after a week of fierce border clashes. Defence Minister Khawaja Asif posted on X that both sides will meet again on October 25th in Istanbul to discuss detailed matters. Taliban spokesperson Zabihullah Mujahid said in a statement, the parties agreed on a complete and meaningful ceasefire. Qatar's foreign ministry said the follow-up meetings were meant to ensure the sustainability of the ceasefire. Pakistan marks a historic milestone in its space journey with the successful launch of its first hyperspectral imaging satellite, HS-1, from China. The satellite promises to revolutionise environmental monitoring, urban planning and agricultural management across the country. The HS-1 hyperspectral imaging satellite is equipped with cutting-edge sensors capable of capturing data across 130 spectral bands, allowing for detailed observation of land, water and atmospheric conditions. US President Donald Trump has announced that 2 survivors of Thursday's Caribbean strike are being returned to Colombia and Ecuador to face detention and prosecution in their home countries. The move, first reported by Reuters, spares the US military from complex legal challenges related to detaining suspected drug traffickers under the laws of war. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has launched a fiery attack on Colombia's President Gustavo Petro, calling him an illegal drug leader. In a Truth Social post, Trump accused Colombia of fueling America's drug crisis and vowed to halt all large-scale payments and subsidies to the country. Colombia hasn't responded yet, while Washington officials say they're seeking clarity on Trump's remarks, which come amid rising tensions over US aid cuts to Bogotá. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced that Israel's ongoing conflict with Hamas will now officially be called the War of Redemption, replacing its previous title, Swords of Iron. Speaking at the start of the weekly cabinet meeting in Jerusalem, Netanyahu said he was submitting the proposal to give the war a permanent name, calling it a defining moment in Israel's history. Israeli media has reported that the Israeli military has launched an attack on Gaza amid ongoing blame trading between Israel and Hamas over ceasefire violations. The truce, brokered by the United States, aimed to bring an end to the months-long war in the besieged enclave. So far, there has been no official comment from the Israeli military on the reported strikes. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that the Rafah border crossing between Gaza and Egypt will remain closed until further notice, adding its reopening will depend on Hamas handing over the bodies of deceased hostages as the two sides continued to trade blame over ceasefire violations. Hamas says Netanyahu's decision constitutes a blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement and a repudiation of the commitments he made. In Paris, thieves have carried out a daring heist at the Louvre Museum, stealing jewels described as having inestimable heritage value. According to France's Interior Ministry, the robbers broke in through a window and fled on motorbikes before police could respond. Authorities say an investigation is underway and officials are working to compile a full list of the stolen treasures. Protesters spanning all age groups have taken to the streets en masse for No Kings rallies across the United States, denouncing what they view as authoritarian tendencies and unbridled corruption of US President Donald Trump. Organisers expected millions of people to turn out by day's end at more than 2,600 planned rallies in major cities, small towns and suburbs, challenging a Trump-led agenda that has reshaped the government and upended democratic norms with unprecedented speed since he took office in January. The Netherlands Economy Minister says he will meet a Chinese government official in the coming days to discuss the standoff over chipmaker Nexperia. The Dutch government seized control of Nexperia, a subsidiary of China's Wingtech, on September 30th, citing national security concerns. In response, Beijing banned exports of the company's finished products, raising fears of disruption across global auto supply chains. In Russia, a Ukrainian drone attack has targeted a gas plant in the Orenburg region, sparking a fire at one of its workshops. The governor confirmed that emergency services were working to control the blaze and no employees were injured. The attack caused partial damage to the facility, adding to recent tensions between Moscow and Kyiv. Ukrainian President Zelensky has said that Kyiv is striking Russian oil refineries almost daily to bring Russia back to reality. He also revealed Ukraine has thousands of drones ready for an offensive, but needs American missiles. With some support from the US and European allies, Zelensky is calling for a coalition of 26 countries to ensure Ukraine's security after the war. China has accused the US of stealing secrets and infiltrating the country's National Time Center, warning that serious breaches could have disrupted communication networks, financial systems, the power supply, and the International Standard Time. China's State Security Ministry said the US National Security Agency has been carrying out a cyber attack operation on the National Time Service Center. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.SAMAA TV. Thank you for watching SAMAA News.